And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Browns Morning Brew with the Bearded Browns podcast. We got a big game coming up tomorrow. I don't know if anybody's seen that picture that I posted right before we went live here, but it's kind of funny because my wife comes in the room and she's like, why you look so mad? I'm like, well, Cleveland Browns fan. Just how that works. But yeah, this is Browns versus Eagles tomorrow in Philly. There's going to be a lot of trouble in Philly, it seems, to be unfortunately true, because as of right now, I think the Eagles are favored to win by like 79.7%. But in Cleveland fashion, watch us win this game. Good morning, Jeff. Thank you for joining. This is the 51st meeting between the Browns and the Eagles. They are 32-17 with a tie as well. But, yeah, a little early. Just me today as well. People got stuff going on. It's the fall season. And, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff going on today as well. That's why I'm a little early today. But we're here. I'm going to get right into it. Injuries, obviously, for the Cleveland Browns. Excuse me, still a little sick. Running back Nick Chubb, obviously, out with the knee. Safety Grant Delpit, out with the concussion protocol. Safety Ronnie Hickman, out with an ankle injury. Running back Naheem Hines, knee. Offensive tackle James Hudson, his shoulder injury. And center Ethan Posick with a knee injury. It's just injury-riddled season again. Questionable players are linebacker Muhammad Diabate with a hip. Linebacker Jordan Hicks with elbow and tricep still. Defensive tackle Maurice Hurst with an ankle injury, and cornerback Denzel Ward with a hamstring issue. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a fall season, Jeff, because there's a like a weird feeling that we're going to win this game. I don't know how we're going to pull it off, but with a quarterback, especially that hasn't thrown over 200 yards a game yet this year, kind of off-putting. And we're going to get to some of those stats here in a second. Out for the Philadelphia Eagles is defensive back James Bradbury, offensive tackle LaRaven Clark, wide receiver Britton Covey, wide receiver Jacob Harris, tight end Albert. I'm not even going to try to say his name. All right, I'm going to try to say it. Let's go here. Aqua Gabanam Jr., that guy. And wide receiver Anaya Smith. Practice windows activated for him. They have it seems like the Philadelphia Eagles have kind of fallen apart since Jason Kelce's left. It's such a weird year for them as well. I mean, obviously they're 2-2 and they just come off a bye week, so what could happen? They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. But as of right now, as it sits, excuse me, the Eagles are the 27th ranked defense. Let's do a gentleman's bet for $1. Eagles are the 27th ranked defense, and I think we're 29. I can't remember. The Eagles defense has given up 1,436 yards this season, 948 passing yards, an average of 237 a game, but we have a quarterback that can't throw over 200 yards a game. They gave up 515 rushing yards, an average of 128.8 a game. And that might be looking well for us, but we're going to try to pass the ball all day tomorrow, I believe. Right? I mean, it's just how it works. 96 points allowed, which is an average of 24 points a game, but we haven't surpassed 20 points yet. Can the Browns break 20 points tomorrow? That barrier that we haven't been able to seem to get across yet? The Eagles are coming off their early bye week, so they've had plenty of time to watch the shit show that the Cleveland Browns have given us. The upside is that they're also giving up 5.1 yards per carry on the rushing side of things. Saquon Barkley is the guy we need to stop. Last week he ran I think he's averaging 108.8 yards per game with 4 touchdowns and 6 yards per carry, which is going to kill us because we can't seem to stop the run. Excuse me. Jalen Hurts is averaging 40 rushing yards a game. It's going to be a crazy game. And we're hoping for the best. Hurts isn't doing well, though. Obviously, 4 touchdowns this year, 4 interceptions, 85.7% rate, averaging 232 yards a game. That's not horrible, but it's not great either for, AJ or Hurts. 34-28, Jeff, huh? We'll see. The bummer is that A.J. Brown is returning tomorrow. He's played 1 game. That was week 1 until he got injured. His week 1 game, though, had 119 yards with a touchdown, and that was versus Green Bay. Then we also got to watch out for Devontae Smith, who had 7 receptions, averaging 7 receptions a game with 79.7 yards per game. Yeah, exactly, Colton. A.J. Brown is back, might help Hurts, which isn't a good thing, sadly, for the Browns. Every weekend we say who to watch out for, and the Cleveland Browns don't do it. And I'm not trying to be a couch coach, but it's obviously stats are not lying. Dallas Goedert, 6 receptions, averaging 75 yards a game. Those are 4 guys you have to stop. 5, actually. Saquon, Jalen, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert are the main focus that this defense has to worry about. I know there's other receivers, but those are their big guns. What could this defense do? Obviously, it's both sides of the ball for the Browns. That has to change. I just don't know what it is. Some couch coaches would probably be better than Stefanski. They should tune in because they haven't been wrong yet. Yeah. You got to take this year's team with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't know how to really put it. It's just kind of an upsetting season, but I have this feeling tomorrow that we're going to pull off this miraculous win somehow, and I don't know how. It's going to be an ugly game. But here's some other facts. I got you, Colton. I didn't say it. Couches. The Browns defense against Daniels last week gave up a touchdown, 1 interception for 238 yards passing. The pass rush last week, we had 3 sacks out of 28 passing attempts, which isn't horrible, but I don't even know what I typed here, but the Eagles game has taken 13 sacks, and they are pressured 34% of the time, and that's kind of high, I guess, considering, I don't know, they've taken 13 sacks all year so far. We can get in there. Hopefully Miles is feeling all right tomorrow. Hopefully Zadarius Smith has a bigger game. That'd be nice. So I'm thinking there's just something that's saying we're going to win this game. It's not the last games we've watched that are showing that. It's just Cleveland. That's how we do it. We win against teams we shouldn't. Ken McDonald says DW4 needs 3 and 5 steps and drops. Let them rip. Let's go. Just step up and let it rip. Yeah. Another thing, we could sit there and argue about that all day. We watch certain things work with other teams. The shotgun thing with no line or no running back when you have a horrible line isn't good. Why aren't we just lining up behind center and running play action? It seems to work, unless you're the Cleveland Browns. We could talk about this all day. And yes, Jeff, it is called hope, and we have to have lots of it. But at least we got the Guardians to look forward to. But yeah, the pass defense against Daniels gave up 1 touchdown, 1 interception for 238 yards. Watson threw for 125 yards last week with 1 touchdown. That was like a courtesy touchdown. Averaging 4.5 yards with an 8.6 QBR. His other lowest QBR this year was the Dallas game, I believe was 8.4 or 8.3. And 29, been sacked 7 times last week with 29 pass attempts. You're only pressured 29% of the time. How are you getting sacked 7 times out of 29? Sam says, typical Brown fashion when a shit season. Oh, you put a period there. Loses the game you're supposed to win and wins the games you're not supposed to win. For the love of God. Oh, where'd it go? For the love of God, please utilize the tight ends in this game. And that's another perk. Njoku is playing this week. He went out last week with ankle injury again, but he only played 1 down and got a 15-yard catch. We need that guy. That's the guy that's going to get those YPC yards. Or yak yards, I'm sorry. The guy will truck through a whole defense. We watched it. We needed him. I didn't mind Whiteheart. We put him back on the practice squad. So it'll definitely be Njoku playing. I'm glad we actually have another tight end now that is on a practice squad just in case. But yeah, go Indians. Colton says, I think the pocket presence is the main reason, if not the main reason, the offense isn't doing it, in my opinion. The whole team's in shambles. Ken McDonald, hell yeah. DW can't read a defense. Still sounds like a college QB. Reed's open, man versus safety, linebacker position. Good morning, Joseph. Yeah, we watched it again, and there's that one play against Commanders last week that everybody keeps analyzing with 4 receivers wide open at certain positions, and could have made a play on either one of them. I know that's a lot easier said than done sitting here looking at that play, but you have to, as an NFL quarterback, got to make those plays, man. And there's been a couple scenarios talked about this week with other people. Is Deshaun Watson, are his teammates pissed off that he's making all this money and poor play? Is that why they're stopping, blocking for him? They're not catching the ball for him. Could that be a scenario? Yeah. We're like, yeah, this dude's making all this money and can't even play. Let's make him look worse. There's so many scenarios. The big one right now, obviously talking about the Haslams not wanting to take out Deshaun Watson at all. But I think, in my personal opinion, if Deshaun loses this game and has a game like he did last week, you might see some Jameis Winston in that Cincinnati game. You know what else you might see in that Cincinnati game, which would be amazing, and I think give Cleveland a little bit of love back, is Nick Chubb. That's possible. Can you guys imagine Nick Chubb running out of that tunnel again? Oh, man. Anything's possible, I guess, with the Cleveland Browns, right? But it is a big game tomorrow. It's another must-win game. We went through the first 5 games thinking that, hey, these are easy to win games. Let's go. Let's get these games out of the way. We'll move along. No. We haven't even played a conference game yet. Well, like an AFC North game till next week. We watched a Cincinnati game versus Baltimore. That was a close game. I said it in last week's show. Cincinnati starting to find an identity. we're still up in the air. Joseph says, I think he's getting at least one home game, and then there's the Chubb factor, so maybe Baltimore. Yeah, I would like to see him come out at a home game. We said this months ago. It'd be cool for him to come out at a home game, especially against a rival game. I mean, the Battle of Ohio. Anything's possible. Yeah, I mean, there is a chance that we could win this game. Everybody has to do their job. And I'm not going to say it's not hard to do that, but go out there and do your job. The line needs to block. The defense needs to defend. And the quarterback needs to pass. The running backs need to run. It's all possible with a good game plan. And if we're not doing it in the first half, you know what you need to do? You need a game plan. You need to switch it up. You need to not be the Cleveland Browns. Did I say that wrong? Find an identity. Don't be this Cleveland Browns. Find an identity in tomorrow's game. That's all you got to do. Sam always says it. Just win. That's all you need to do. Just win. I'm going to try not to get mad today, and I'm just going to hope that we're going to pull this off tomorrow. But QB is not in sync with the wide receivers. Game plan gets this guy in. What game plan gets this guy in? I can't see how we have a chance. We haven't shown that we can compete, and those were in the lesser teams. I agree. But like I said earlier, in Cleveland Browns fashion, it's just a possible win for us. We beat the teams we're not supposed to when we're doing this bad. Honestly, we all dealt with 0-16. This is worse. And we have a win. It's because the roster says all these games should be wins. 0-16, we didn't care. We knew we had a shit roster. Now, what do you do with all this money, all these players, and all this talent? Man. Jeff says, well, to be fair, if they see something isn't working, don't wait until they have to fix it. They need to be better about changing up immediately. Agreed. Sam says, Watson needs to read his receivers like they are his female masseuses. I should have read that beforehand. Dude will throw for 600 yards and 10 touchdowns. Oh, man. It's possible, I guess. You never know. Yeah, there just needs to be adjustment. Adjust in game. Don't wait for the half. But from the looks of it, there hasn't been any adjustments in any game at the half, anytime. We always start off well. We didn't last week. We always start off with a touchdown. The first drive's always great, and then after that, it's just pure anarchy. I've never seen a team so, bummed out on a sideline. It was horrible. Just bad. Just bad. But yeah, if you guys do need insurance, the show is sponsored by the Doug White Allstate Insurance Agency. They're over there in Olmsted Falls. Give Doug a call, and he will take care of you for all your insurance needs, as well as CB Excavating. You guys need anything done, give Chris a call. He will take care of you. Jeff says 2 weeks ago, we allowed 0 points in a second, and they had a chance. Yeah, that was a bummer to watch because there's opportunities wide open and nothing. So the defense likes to show up in the second half, and I guess that could be somewhat of an adjustment, but offense hasn't shown anything. Nothing. And I'm sure we'll talk about that Tuesday because stupid chair. Yeah. We will talk about that Tuesday after the game. Just give me some score predictions here. I want to know some score predictions because, like I said, they have given up at least 24 points a game. Where did that go? Let's see. Lost my own notes. I know it's over 20, and we haven't scored over 20 points. They need to create that opportunity earlier and be more unpredictable. That'd be great, but it seems like we are so predictable. 34-28, Jeff says. I'm going to say 24-17. Browns. 24-17 Browns. I asked the guys their score predictions, but everybody's still sleeping, so I didn't get that. But I will get them, and I'll post them. And Joseph says 30-9. Is that a touchdown and a safety, or is that just 3 field goals? Morning, Adam. Nothing matters today. The Guardians. Yeah, the Browns are tomorrow's problem. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the show over with today. Sam says, seriously, I'm hoping and praying that this is our breakout game. We need to see the offense unstruggle, if that's even a word. 24-21 Browns. Misconversion. All right. Yeah, it's going to be... man, I mean, the only other downfall is it's in Philly. And those fans are rough, man. Brutal fans for such a shitty team this year. It's weird. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're 2-2 and they're coming off their bye week. That's a huge downfall for us. Jeff says 24-17. I would need at least 2 to 3 D takeaways. That'd be nice. So they need to D up. Yeah, I think we only have 1 interception so far this year. The other one that we had was brought back on a penalty. CBS picked the Browns to upset Philly. What the hell they know about we don't? Yeah. What was I looking at? The Eagles are favored to win 79.7%. So let's go in there as the underdogs and win a game. I should have wore that shirt today, the underdog shirt. Belichick Sweepstakes Bowl. Jeff says they're like us. They're still behind the team about CBS. It's possible. Yeah. That's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook or X or anything else, hit the like button. Thank you guys for commenting and keeping the show going. We really do appreciate you guys. I'm still a little sick, so sorry, but I am here. Talking about the Birds fans. Oh, the Baltimore Ravens? I don't like talking about them. We'll talk about them soon enough. Soon enough. Yes, thank you guys. You all have a good weekend, and we will see you Tuesday.